Ladies and gentlemen, right now Nintendo is as big as it's ever been, and people may say this is the greatest era of Nintendo of all time, but I would have to disagree. I would say back in 2001 is the golden era of Nintendo. It's the era I'm most fond of, and today we're going to take a time machine back to 2001 and see what it was actually like at the time. Let's go and get right into this video. I feel like the year 2001 really defined me as a gamer. Black Friday 2001, I got a Gamecube. It was the first console I ever got, brand new. Pretty much everything before that and even after that came from like a GameStop, secondhand, or a pawn shop or something. And I just love that era so much. So today, we're going to go look at what Nintendo.com used to look like in the year 2001. Before we get started, make sure you hit a like and subscribe if you could. It truly helps out and it means the world to me. So this is Nintendo.com now, and it's not bad by any means. It gets the job done, but it's not anything to write home to. Like, if you go to Nintendo.com, I don't think there's anything memorable here. It's just kind of some promotions telling you everything that's basically on the eShop. This is all the same stuff that you're going to see on the little news section of your Switch, but there's no reason to visit this every single day. So now we need to compare it to what Nintendo.com looked like in 2001, and for that we need to take a little time machine. So what I have done is I've pulled up Nintendo.com on the Wayback Machine, and this is exactly what the homepage of Nintendo.com would look like in the year 2001. You can see on the forefront the Game Boy Advance. The exact date that I'm looking up right now is June 11th, 2001. For a little bit of historian Nintendo facts, that is the day that the Game Boy Advance launched. At least I think so. And it's really cool when you go across the top, they have all these little Mario animations. Very neat. Just adds a little extra charm. On the front page though, you can see they have featured sites, Pokemon.com, Zelda.com/Crossroads, interesting, MarioParty3.com, Gameboy.com, and then they have a poll right here. Which Zelda Oracle will you try to master first? Oracle Seasons, Agents, both. I'm still stuck on Majora's Mask. This is just so fun and like engaging. It's so charming. It's so fresh. Honestly, I feel like this kind of stuff is missing, but that's probably me just being old and having nostalgia. Something, I don't know. So like I said, we have a couple sections we can go through up here: game, system, news, insiders, and downloads. So first we're going to go over to the game section I already have pulled up, and this is the games that they would be promoting on the front page. They're still promoting Nintendo 64 stuff, which is very, very cool. We have Pokemon Puzzle League, Excite Bike, Banjo-Tooie, and then you have all your little categories up here, F1 Grand Prix. So I was curious. I wasn't going to go through all of these, even though that would be fun, but they have a top 10 section down here. What are the top 10 games at the time? Now top 10 games are going to be like Super Mario Wonder, Tears of the Kingdom, just the biggest games. But I feel like back in the day that was not the case. This is the top 10. See the games that everyone's playing right now? Get the scoop on the top selling and renting Nintendo games. So at the time they were still tracking data for how many video games were rented at a time. And I wonder if that went into sales figures. Very curious. Like if you rented a game for $2 or $3, once that $3 rental racked up to $60, did that count as one sale? I am very, very curious if this played into all of that, because it's very cool that they're tracking renting. Side note, it was so fun to go rent video games back in the day at Blockbuster, or there was this place by my house called like Home Video or something. What an amazing time. Number 1, Pokemon Silver, top rented, Excite Bike 64. Dude, this is so freaking cool. Number 2, Pokemon Gold. Wow, Silver was really more popular than Gold. Top rental, Paper Mario. Paper Mario is the 3rd best-selling game. Wow, the world is not enough. James Bond. Top rental. I think I rented this exact game. Pretty crazy. Mario Tennis is number 4. WWF No Mercy. Dude, it's so good. This is so freaking awesome. I loved this game back in the day. Smash was the 5th best selling. Mario Tennis, 5th best rented. Donkey Kong 64. Interesting. 6th best selling. Tony Hawk Pro Skater. It feels like people who rented games were like a little bit more experimental. Scooby-Doo is the 7th best selling Nintendo game in 2001 at the time of this. Holy shit. So cool enough. The 8th best selling and rented game was Pokemon Stadium, and then this didn't load all the way, and I don't want to mess with this website. It crashes so crazy, it's so finicky. Mario Party 2 though was the 9th best rented game at the time. So like I said, 2001 was an amazing time in gaming. what consoles were they promoting at the time? This is the game system page. We had the Nintendo Gamecube, the Game Boy Advance, and the Game Boy Color. But this is so crazy to me to see the OG Game Boy, Pokemon Pikachu 2, which is probably like a Tamagotchi-esque thing. I'm assuming this is Super Nintendo, regular Nintendo, and look, they're even promoting the Virtual Boy, which is freaking crazy to me. This is so cool. Back in the day, I literally would go to websites for absolutely no reason. I would type in www. I would be on AOL dial-up internet, and I would go to Pokemon.com and Nintendo.com, and just for no reason. And I would browse these websites for hours. It would be so fun. So the next tab that we have is the news section, and this was the news at the time. Acclaim to publish 12 Nintendo GameCube titles. Acclaim Entertainment Inc. strengthens its Nintendo GameCube lineup for fiscal 2002 with Crazy Taxi, 18-wheeler, holy crap, I have not thought about 18-wheeler in so long, Legends of Wrestling, and Jeremy McGrath's Supercross World. I had that Jeremy McGrath game. It was not good. You just race dirt bikes. 2 new Marvel titles shipped to Game Boy Color. Nintendo Power Magazine subscriber wins trip to E3. Man. Nintendo GameCube set at mass market price of $200. I got mine from Black Friday. I'm pretty sure it was even cheaper than that, or it came with like a Zelda game, I can't remember. Nintendo GameCube and Game Boy Advance to reinvent video gameplay for 21st century. They were confident in what they had at the time. As much as I love it, it's my favorite console, it's got a lot of my favorite games, it just wasn't popular as they thought it was going to be. Now let's go to the Insider section. You see right there, Insider. This is the place to connect with Nintendo and Nintendo gamers from all around the world. Nintendo chat, bulletin boards, and message center will be coming very soon right here on Insider. So this is where you were going to meet up at and have fun. And then they had a download section. Check out these cool web-based games, download a browser, or send an e-card featuring your favorite Nintendo games. I wish this stuff worked right here. I wish I could see how this would work. I do remember sending e-cards, and I would just email them to my random family members. Whoever had an email address at the time, I would email them something, and they're probably like, what the hell is this? My very first email address of all time, back on AOL.com, was arcanine28@AOL.com. So the last thing I want to check out is see what the Player's Choice games were at the time. I guess all of these have sold over 1 million copies. These games are some of our most popular favorites. They even come with a special reduced price tag. That doesn't happen now. Donkey Kong 64, Super Smash, Disney's The Little Mermaid 2, Pinball Frenzy. Never even heard of this. Oh, it's for the Game Boy. A bunch of N64 stuff. Link's Awakening DX. Oh, so good, so good. So yeah, if you were to buy one of these games at the time, they would be discounted. And then you could click a game, so I've clicked Link's Awakening DX, and then you would get like a little, I guess, art for it, and some screenshots, which are just so crazy, but at the time I was probably like, oh, wow, it's amazing. It's been rated 4.5 out of 5 stars by Todd, Paul, Jason, Andy, and Scott, which work for Nintendo. Wonder if they still do. And then you could submit your own reviews and read an overview. I am a Nintendo fanboy. It is what it is. People make fun of me all the time, but it makes me happy. I love Nintendo and their products. I don't agree with all their practices, but I just love it. It's my identity as a gamer. It's what I've known the longest in my gaming history, and it's cool to see how far it's came. So I hope you enjoyed this video today. It was cool to look back on how it was being a gamer for me and millions of other people back in the day. Now, I would love to hear from you guys. When did you first start gaming? Have you been a Nintendo fan your whole life? Just tell me your earliest gaming memories. I would seriously love to hear from you. And remember, if you enjoy gaming news, gaming stories, and Nintendo Switch content, then you're in the right place. So go ahead and hit a like and subscribe if you could. But you guys know me, I'll see you soon with a new video. Peace out.